It's about to be a long day of traveling. Well, this is the hotel for tonight. Oh, hang on a second. Damn it, now I gotta take a dump like a filthy animal. It's the one thing I miss about Japan. I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. I slept amazing last night. The weather today looks a little overcast, but I'm told that this is normal New Zealand autumn weather. Feels weird because it's spring back home, but look at our ride today. Evo 8 with my favorite wheels, the old school RGs. But I need to introduce you to this guy. This is Andy Scar. We've been a long-term friend. We've been trying to plan a trip to New Zealand for the longest time, and it finally worked out.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Got to tag team it with the Ellerslie World Tour.
Yes, it's gonna be wild today.
Awesome.
Check out some cool places.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna check out some cool places today. Oh, dude, it's even got endless brakes. This is sick. I gotta say, it's kind of interesting how we're driving to this rotary shop right now and there's just like dairy farms everywhere. Is that what this is? Like mainly dairy farms?
Yeah, farmland, dairy farms. So that's all over. This is New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah.
I was expecting to see more sheep. Is that just a stereotype that like Aussies have about y'all?
There are so many sheep around. Like it's definitely a stereotype, but honestly, like just here, there's like probably more cows around this area. But as you get away from here, you're gonna see just millions of sheep everywhere.
Millions of sheep everywhere. Okay, so it is a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. It's totally a thing.
Now, when I think of New Zealand, one thing comes to mind, as I'm sure for a lot of you guys as well, and that's Rotaries, RX-7s. And we are at a super famous rotary shop. I've actually heard of this shop even in my time in Australia. It's called Sprint RE, and they do some of the coolest rotary builds, and we're about to go inside and check it out. We'll talk to the owner, but just look at this FD, some kind of sprint car, I think. Yeah, all classic Japanese series. It's got a sequential in there. Thing looks wild. Maybe we can look under the hood later, but this is the owner of the shop. This is Jason.
How's it going?
How you doing, man?
Yes, man.
I'm excited to check out, I guess, what I know New Zealand famous for, and I'm sure a lot of other people do, is their rotaries, so...
Seems to be pretty big.
Yeah?
Cult followings there, so yeah.
Nice. Would you say you're one of the bigger, like, rotary shops here in New Zealand?
Yeah, there's probably a few more of the more established, larger shops. We're probably, I guess, sheer size-wise, we're probably one of the largest. Yeah, it's there's a couple of really good shops through Auckland and down sort of Hamilton, Tauranga. So
Okay.
yeah, probably 4 or 5 really good shops. So
Awesome. And are all these cars out the front, are these customers' cars right now?
so these are all customers' cars. This is a FD track car. We've just done an HTT gearbox on it. That's,
Nice.
That's going next week.
How much power does that make?
That's about 450 horsepower.
Okay.
It's a pretty simple setup, you know. Open it up.
Yeah, let's have a look.
We didn't do the engine setup. We just
Okay.
done a bit of service work on it, and then just to fit the HTT.
Was it hard to get the sequential to bolt straight up, or was it fairly simple?
HTT provide a pretty good little package. We modified a bunch of the suspension stuff for the rear, because obviously you get rid of the torque.
Oh, that's right. They have that weird, like,
Yeah.
the same thing that's in, like, Miatas and stuff, right? That weird bar.
Yeah. So basically, we have to do a complete rear diff mount, gearbox
Okay.
mount.
Interesting.
And other than that, it's pretty simple.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's a simple FD setup.
Nice. Runs
Runs an EFR Borg Warner 9180.
Nice, big boy.
Yeah.
That's right. Rotaries generally, like, with the sizing of turbos, they run a lot bigger turbo sizes, right?
Yeah, so the turbo size we run on a lot of these would probably, from your general piston, would be huge.
Huge, yeah.
So even the smallest sort of turbos, we're running like a 62 to 64 millimeter.
Yeah.
With big exhaust housings. You know, the rotary flows a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's generally a large turbo. Yeah, like this is the same sort of around that 400 horse.
Would you say that's like a really good happy medium for these motors?
For a street car and a happy point where you can just beat on them all day long? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably 400 to 450 street, 13 to 15 PSI. They just seem to be happy.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can do that safely on pump gas just all day long.
All day long. So that's like kind of like the sweet spot.
Yeah. And that's a lot of these cars, like this car's set up for ethanol as well, so
Okay.
we always overbuild,
Damn.
underuse. So this has got twin fuel pumps. It's got a
So clean.
completely custom rear end fuel tank. It's all set up with Teflon lines.
So this has got a 13B in this?
Yep, so this is it's got a JC Cosmo 13B turbo.
Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, it's so clean.
Yeah, so it runs runs a large custom intercooler, 62mm turbo.
Damn, all the housing's all been powder coated too.
Yep, so
beautiful.
Every aspect of this is, so we got this as it's a complete, basically primed shell, and then we cut the rear end out, so it went from leaf spring, it's now 4-linked,
Wow.
Hilux, completely cut out. All the interior still factory, rear seats in it, everything works. Yeah, that'll be right. And then it runs a R15 Super gearbox, modified.
Really?
Yep. So we do a lot of the R154s into these street cars.
Interesting.
Yeah.
R154, I didn't even know that was like something you could bolt to a rotary.
Well, yeah, so with an adapter plate, we can still adapt. The FC RX7 is probably the bell housing is probably the most common bell housing.
Oh, okay.
With these, it's really good. We pull them down, modify them, put billet selector forks in it.
That's
and you're
cool.
at that point, you've got a pretty good gearbox running up to sort of 700-800 horsepower. With
Yeah,
these.
okay.
No problem at all.
That's awesome. Electric water pump too.
Yep, so
Wow.
a lot of our packages run electric water pumps. They're really good for space, for, when you can basically, like you can see where we've bonked it. So
Yeah.
you can fit them just about anywhere, especially when you come into a lot of the really tight engine bays. There's plenty of room in this, but we ran a huge radiator, so
Yeah,
and
I see that.
it's got a 100mm core intercooler.
Jeez.
So everything's kind of been pulled forward.
It looks so nice, man. For an older car too, like it's so cool
Yeah,
to
and
see
it's
this.
the stage 2, so it's an extend port. It's not the JC Cosmo had the largest inlet ports of all the engines, so you don't need to go carving them out too big. They already will make huge horsepower.
That's
this
great.
isn't even working at the horsepower that it's running now.
So to make big power on a rotary, you got to really change the porting.
Not necessarily. No, you can. A lot of the bridge porting is probably a real common one where you get that, the pulse, you increase the flow. A stage 2 or an extend port is a really good start point.
Okay.
And then it's just turbo sizing and stick and boost in them.
Okay.
Like, just throw the boost in.
Throw the boost in.
That pretty much, that's the gist of it. We can probably start it up for you.
Oh, really? That'd be amazing. I'm getting excited, man. Like, you guys know I've been warming up to the rotary a lot. Do you hear those pumps? You know this thing's serious when it sounds like that. Dude, like butter. Dude, that was way too easy.
Yeah, that's how we built it. So this was a stretch build, so we built it, completely built the car, fabricated everything, stripped it down, went away to paint, back to paint, and then cleaned, assembled, wire, it's got Heltec, Link ECU with a Heltec digital dash.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a perfect little street car.
It's so smooth. I feel like all my friends back home that have rotaries, it's like they're cranking it for a few minutes before it'll start up, but wow. Dang. The note too. It's like subtle, but you know it means business. So cool to see like an older wagon like this.
These are pretty rare.
They're expensive too, right? An RX4 wagon is no joke. Like I don't think I've even seen one in Japan.
Nah, there's very limited, like the 929 RX4s. You don't see many wagons built.
No.
Like a lot of sedans and
Yeah.
but the wagon's probably, but it's absolutely
It's
kinda rare.
beautiful inside. Oh my gosh, so cool. Look at that interior, guys. I love it. Dude, that sounds so cool. Imagine like just rocking up to church on Sunday with this thing, with the family in the back.
He goes out with the family, throws the kids in.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep moving on. So you've got a Nissan here. I'm curious about that.
This is not rotary.
This is not rotary? All right, we can skip that.
He does have another one. So he's got a 180 SX, which we've done a full 30mm turbo conversion on.
That's cool.
So this one's just getting, we're doing a lot of certification compliance work. So
Nice.
just, getting it all through for compliance.
All right.
Yeah, this is a little Targa RX-8 race car that we've just been building.
I love these things, man. Like in Japan, these are such a good entry-level car into anything. Oh,
Yes.
what is that intake manifold?
So it is a complete custom intake manifold we made. So it's a Renesas Bridgeport. So it's still running. We made custom exhaust for it, custom headers, a complete new custom alloy intake, airfire hardware injection, and an intake plenum.
Wow.
And yeah,
And it's like ITB'd almost. Yeah.
Yep. So it runs a taper bore injection setup, and we've set it up. It's got an Elite 1500 Haltech in it. And
Do you see any any gains to that kind of setup?
Yeah, it made to about 232 horsepower at the wheels, which for these Renesas is actually really good. And what it was interesting is we dynoed this before we did the intake setup, so we could overlay it, and this actually smoothed it. The RX-8 intake top end it made a little bit more in regards to the torque and power.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we changed this, the power curve was a ton smoother.
That's
just
good.
linear, really,
and that's what
really
you
linear.
want, yeah.
So that was
That's
really
cool.
interesting.
I love that. Seeing R&D on the Genesis motor is kind of not really done that much, right? So it's cool to see.
And then so what we took, this is my own Cosmo. I've got a Starlet here, so whichever one you
Yeah, we gotta look at this. Also a shop dog.
Yeah,
Hey buddy.
Tolka, the shop dog. So this is an HB Cosmo. I've been building for a couple of years.
Hey buddy, give you a pat.
This has got a Renesas engine in it as well.
Okay.
This is an RX-8 engine that I peripheral ported.
Whoa.
So it runs a complete custom intake.
Sheesh.
46mm peripheral port. And
Awesome.
still runs all the stock side exhaust port. So it's a Renesas motor. It's not dowel.
Wow. It's not doweled.
Nope. I didn't dowel it. I just wanted to almost push this and find what we could do with a Renesas
Okay.
and turbocharge it. So it was a bit of a little bit of a
mission.
little bit of a test. So this is real interesting. The reason I wanted to do it being my own car, it's got power steering, so we've got electric power Astra.
Okay.
Holden
Astra or the Opal one.
Yep. We've got power steering, so we've got electric power steering.
Yep.
Runs drive-by-wire. It's got cruise control.
Oh, wow.
And full air conditioning. So
Jeez.
yeah, it's like really cool.
Done everything.
Yep.
And you're running a Nexus there by the looks of it.
Nexus R3 with the IC7.
Wow.
It's Haltech right through.
Dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is a really interesting setup. Runs a 62mm board water.
Oh my gosh.
And
what transmission do you got there behind
this
this?
one's just a Series 5 RX-7.
Okay.
I wasn't ever aiming for big horsepower, so
Okay.
even though it looks like it should make 1 million horsepower, in regards to turbo sizings,
looks great.
this is a complete street car. Like I drive this to work. We just shammied it off before because you guys were coming in. But yeah, like I drive this to and from work, and it's pretty cool. But it's quite quiet, very smooth.
Dude, the interior in this is all original too.
So yeah,
Beautiful.
I've kept everything except for the Haltech dash, obviously.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at these buttons on the side.
Yeah, so they're really out of it. The 80s,
Yeah.
the dashes and everything,
Retro
just
as.
retro as.
So cool.
So I ended up stripping 6 Cosmos to make this Cosmo.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So the interior came out of I bought a Japanese, a rusted Japanese import.
Oh
and
my gosh.
stripped the interior out and everything else, and yeah, it's
Dude.
little bits and pieces. It's odd, but
It's great.
turn the key, crank it over.
Crank it?
Yep, it's out of gear.
All right. Here we go, guys. Dude, starts so easy.
Now they should start. So being drive-by-wire, you got really nice control.
Oh, yeah.
Idle control, so being a peripheral port, for idle at cold temperatures, this will now start idling down.
Yeah.
It idles at about 1400 RPM.
Do you run this on pump gas or ethanol?
This runs on just pump gas, 98.
Pump gas, 98.
Yep, I run on 95, 98.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it'll start idling clean in a second as it starts bringing the idle back down.
Awesome.
But it's cold, so
Yeah. It sounds good.
not too loud.
No, it's good. We'll let this thing warm up. good. And you said this makes 300.
Yes, it runs, it's 300 horsepower, 9 PSI.
9 PSI at 300, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
And it's, like I say, it's the smoothest car that we've got in the whole shop. It's unbelievable.
Sheesh.
It drives like a standard RX.
That's so cool. There's some really cool builds in here. I love that it's on pump gas too. Dang, this is clean. And you got a nice little starlet here. The power to weight ratio on this must be stupid.
Yeah, so it's a 12A peripheral port turbo. So it runs completely like old 80s plates, housings, rotors.
Wow.
12A turbo rotors in it. Actually, this has got high compression rotors in it, 12A rotors.
Really?
And yeah, it's dowled and it's got all the stuff. It's about 450 horsepower.
Jeez.
About 14 PSI.
And what do these cars weigh?
I think they're around 800 or just under.
Jeez, the power to weight. This thing would feel like an 800 horsepower GDR.
Yeah, it literally hazes the gears. Every gear it gets on power, it just fries the top. We call it the death trap. That's its nickname. And it does. It feels like an absolute death
Oh,
trap.
it would.
So,
These cars are always crazy. Like guys that build them always definitely call them death traps. These old little starlets are great. My camera's freaking out because of how bright the sun got. The weather went from full crazy rain to now full blown sun and blue skies and
yeah,
clouds.
it gets some humidity soon.
Yeah? This car's cool though, like hydro and everything. And he just, what did he use this for? Mainly drag racing? Or?
No, yeah, a little bit of drag racing, but mostly we do. Obviously, there's a lot of events that run. Like they'll take to the Rotary events, Rotary reunion, that stuff, and do a lot of track racing and yeah, circuit.
That's awesome.
Burnouts.
Yeah, love that. That's cool.
Yeah.
What else we got going on here? There's some cool stuff. There's a Commodore.
Yeah, BK Commodore we've just done.
So you guys are really well known for like swaps.
Yeah, like real odd stuff. Like you'll start to see a few of them. Like we end up doing real custom work, a heap of really intricate fab for real high-end street cars. Is probably one of our bigger ones. Like this Mazda 1000. This just came over from Europe. We got it yesterday. So we're going to be doing a bunch of rust work on it. We'll be doing a full tunnel cut front to back. Tiny engine bay.
Jeez, that's a lot of work. Oh my gosh.
We've got a fit a 30mm turbo on it. So, yeah. So this will end up about 400 horsepower
Jeez.
on little radials. And yeah, it's going to be pretty funny.
It's funny because like everyone's always like, oh, rotaries fit and everything. But looking at this engine bay, there's not much space here to work with.
Yeah, the tunnel will end up getting cut.
Yeah.
Right down, and then because of the gearbox, we're running probably like a Series 5 RX-7 gearbox.
Okay.
It'll be a tunnel cut to the rear.
Power goal with this will be like around the 400?
350.
350?
400.
Yeah. I mean, this thing's going to be a death trap as is with that.
It'll be scary. Like these things are so little. It's
tiny.
Small issue.
These wheels and were these a factory option? The little rotary
so
ones?
They were a factory wheel that Mazda.
So cool.
Pretty hard to find.
Little 13s, eh?
Yep.
So cool. And then this one's got a rotary in it too.
Yeah, so this is a 1961 Vauxhall Victor.
Jeez.
So we again got it as a complete shell, and the customer wanted a show car build quality for his wife. So
For his wife?
yeah, he's building for his wife. So his wife's gonna use this. Drive
He's going to be
to school.
He's going to get a lot of brownie points for this. I mean, you hope he does.
So at the moment we've just got it running. So we got it running a couple of weeks back, and it's
Wow.
we're just busy with wiring now. Finished wiring.
That last 10% is always the time-consuming one.
It's crazy. So, and then we've got a couple of, and then we can fit all the last panels,
Yeah.
all the chrome, everything, get it to the painters, get the cut and buff done.
And then probably get all the interior.
It's got to have all the interior.
All the
done.
upholstery's got to get done, yeah. Dude, it looks amazing. Wow.
It'll be the only one in the world, I would imagine. Like, I can't see anyone else be mad enough to do it. So.
No, yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
been here for a few years, so
Sheesh.
it was away at paint for a year, and then back to us, and yeah, like I say, we've still got little bits and pieces to tidy up on it, but if you can see underneath this thing, you can eat off it. Like every single piece of that car
panel.
has been detailed, painted, powder coated,
So good.
undersealed. Like it's
Done
pretty
properly.
Good. Yeah.
Well, speaking of rare cars, that...
Yes, pretty rare. So it's the NSU R080 So obviously this is an early 80s model. They were a factory 1000cc twin rotor front wheel drive. They were
So crazy. Front wheel drive mounted north to south.
Yep.
With like a transaxle in the front.
Yeah. Brakes on the axles. Yeah, it's I mean, you'd have to love them to do it.
It's such an odd looking car.
A very, very odd looking car, and they're very rare. Like I think there's only maybe 3 road registered in New Zealand. So we're doing the engine build on this at the moment, and we can have a look at that later. And we're going to get that back together, and that'll be out by hopefully end of the month. So
Dang, you got a lot of work, man. It's cool. I just love seeing these bays. They're very well thought out. It's cool to see.
yes, this is an RX2 sedan that we are doing a full 30B turbo conversion on. So again, got this as a shell. This is a Series 5 motor, semi-peripheral port, bridge port, 62mm turbo. It's got a really good drive line. We've done a full Hilux. Hilux diffs are probably the most
Seems to
common.
be the most common, yeah.
Yep. So it's got a Hilux rear end, true track LSD, disc brakes, wheelers, all the rest. So
And I need to point this out because I do love the old Zs, but this is your newest project?
yeah, this is one we thought I had a bit of a brain fart, thought we'd do it. So it popped up quite cheap, the old marketplace special. And
Do you have any regrets?
no, not at all.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Like it's gonna be a full build. This is gonna get airbag suspension.
Hell yeah.
We're probably gonna put a 12A turbo setup on it.
Really? You got so much engine space to work with.
It's crazy.
You could fit like 3 motors stacked in
Yeah,
there.
we're probably gonna do like a massive V-mount setup on it because you just have so much room.
So much space. Like I imagine the rotary's way behind the front wheels, right?
Yeah, well, it's literally the front of the engine is going to end up about here.
Jeez.
So
Yeah, these things are the old L series in them. They were quite a long motor, and even then there was still a lot of space in the front.
yes, yeah. So we've just like it'll be resto all the interior. We want to keep it. We'll probably keep all the maroon.
Nice.
Keep it real 80s.
Ah, that's where the springs went.
Yeah. So one of the first thing that comes out is the springs, obviously.
Looks good, slammed.
So yeah, this is probably going to get. You'll probably get into this sometime this year. So
Nice. And that's your personal car, right?
yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's going to be different. I mean, there's probably a few of them rotary around the world. I'm not sure.
Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know about this model, but
What model is this one? It's the longer one,
so this is the 280.
280?
Yeah, so it's the 2+2.
Okay.
So yeah, it's the last of the
They have like a longer bit of a chassis, don't
yeah,
they?
they're a longer chassis. Yeah, definitely. And the quarter windows and the rear is quite different. So they are quite a long car.
It looks sick, man. I've always been a fan of the front ends of these. So cool.
Yeah, we're still toying with what we're going to do in regards to like a kit on it, but we're going to wide body it, put some big work wheels on it or something.
Nice.
You know? Yeah.
And then, do you guys call these FBs here or the 22 CAs?
Okay, so that's actually a FB. That's a US. So that's a US car that we're building as a burnout car for a vet. So
All right.
that's a shop car. So we're gonna build an absolute beater. So we're just doing a Hilux. We just put a Hilux in it this week. And we're gonna put a NA.
Wow.
Really hacked it up and just in the midst of.
High luxury rear end, just straight in there.
Yeah. Left-hand drive. We're going to just a Bridgeport motor with a carburetor and rev limiter on it and send it.
Send it.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Yep. So it should be a pretty fun car that we can just chuck to the customer. The keys, the customers, and they can just jump on it and go for a raz. We're not really too worried. One we don't have to worry about. So. It'll be quite cool, but yeah. So what we have here is like your SA. So like the blue RX, which is mine, it's the SA22C. Then they were the FB. So yeah, it's US is FB Japan.
Yeah.
Zealand.
It's funny how there's like different names. So we were just talking about that before with Miata MX-5 and Roadster.
Same but different.
Yeah.
But,
it's cool.
And then you got your 323s, a couple of those, which Normally there's about half a dozen of them in here. They're very, very popular. So,
Is this like some kind of custom brake mount?
so yeah, we're doing a full Willwood custom brake setup on the front of it.
Geez, that spindle is tiny, hey?
Yeah, Mazda, tiny.
It's like my index finger, guys.
So we've modified hubs and made custom spaces and everything
That's cool.
To accept the Willwoods.
And that's
this
a
is-
big brake upgrade for that, I imagine.
Yeah, it definitely. And so and the same with the rear. So the rear's got they've got a disc brake conversion done as well. This is like a B1600 style rear end.
Nice.
And then we've just done an exhaust system for it, and we're putting it through like certification. So we did a fuel tank, exhaust,
Yeah.
basically going through the car front to back,
Yeah.
just getting it to cert standard.
For those of you watching from the USA, you might be wondering what a certification is or a compliance. In Australia and New Zealand, when a car gets heavily modified, it has to be complied. And like you get this blue plate in Australia. I don't know if you get a blue plate
So
here.
over here we get a small little cert tag, so it's a little electronic disc.
Oh.
So now the electronic disc, everything used to be on a cert tag. So
Yeah.
if you
Like this,
it, it looks like this.
It looks like this, yeah,
but
yeah.
It's a certification tag.
Okay.
So that's the old school. Oh, there it is there.
Oh.
So that's LVBTA.
Yep. So we would have these in Australia, but they were a big blue one.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that used to be the standard. Now they come as a little electronic disc. So you get pulled over by Mr. Police Officer. He goes
scans
up there,
it.
He goes and puts the code in there, and he has the file for that car from the certification process, including every photo, wheels,
Oh.
everything, top, bottom, spring, suspension, everything.
Okay,
You change the
okay.
steering wheel. It's now not
They got
right.
smart.
Yeah. So
When I was growing up, you knew a guy that could make the plates and stamp them for whatever mod you had. You can't get away with that anymore by the sound of it.
yeah, it's a lot harder now in New Zealand to get
Things done properly.
things like that done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of certification work.
Okay.
Every single car we build has to go through that cert process.
Yeah.
And
To be able to be like the one that does the certing, you have to do some kind of course or something, right?
So you do have to. I mean, you've got to have no criminal record. You've got to.
Jeez.
You've got to be. You've got to come from like a motorsport, mechanical engineering background.
Yeah.
It's like becoming a police officer. It's
Jeez.
like you actually have to. They have to go through quite a bit to even be able to be a certified.
Okay.
And they are thorough.
Yeah.
Like it can be. You can have that certified
Yeah.
look at a car 2, 3, 4
Yeah.
times through the build process, so that when it comes to the end, the sign off relatively.
Like just to put Recaros or brides in your car, you had to do a whole thing in Australia. It was so frustrating.
If you put a different set of wheels on it,
Yeah.
now, you have to certify it.
Geez, that's wild.
Yeah, you
That's
change
so
the springs,
strict.
You have to certify it.
That's crazy. It's wild how like making a car safer technically means that it's like you've got to do all those things.
The big thing is they have to prove that what you're doing is
Safe.
Yeah, you know, that
yeah.
you actually haven't just got the drill out.
Yeah, yeah.
Mod
It's
some
true.
stuff and chuck
There
it
is some sense to it. Yeah, yeah.
So it is part of it. So yeah, we do a lot of certification work.
Yeah.
It's
It's always interesting reading comments from like people from the USA and they just don't understand or comprehend or how like difficult it is for people in Australia, New Zealand and other countries
Yep.
to modify their cars and have that. Like Singapore, Hong Kong, like those places are just insane. Like modifications, you can't even change the muffler. You can't take stock muffler off. Like it's wild.
And in the US is a bit like that in some states as well, isn't it? Regarding like,
California.
you can't modify exhaust at all.
Smog things, yeah. I think a bunch of them just got removed too with the new government, but I don't know too much about that. You guys can let us know in the comments.
Good old Trump.
Now let's check this bad girl out. This thing looks serious. It's got an isolator switch on the back.
Yeah. Part of for drag racing, you've got to be able to shut the car off if you roll on your roof or whatever. So it's my own personal car. Doesn't get a lot of use
Meisters.
these days, but it's
Sheesh. Wow.
yeah.
What does this thing make?
It makes about 650 horsepower at the wheels.
Nice.
Runs a big 400 series ball Warner, ethanol. So it runs E85 and about 26 psi boost.
And this is a 12A as well?
This is a 12A, so it's a 12A peripheral port.
Nice.
Yeah, I've had this car 25 years.
Jeez.
So it's pretty old school setup. Like I built this. This was actually all built before I even started the shop. So
Oh, wow, okay.
It's kind of it's an old school setup. I'd eventually love to change it all. I've got a new motor package and I'm going to put in this at some point. So,
It looks good, dude.
yeah.
Wow. The interior is beautiful too.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's quite nice. Oh, we're gonna hear this thing?
I don't know. It might go.
It might go. Oh boy, I'm gonna stand back.
I don't know. It hasn't been started in about 6 months.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Come on, baby. Yeah, it's all good. Oh. 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 There she goes. Yo, this thing sounds like it means business. Oh, it smells so good. Yeah. It's straight into it. Gosh, it smells like candy. I think he's got that additive in the ethanol too. That's good to blow the cobwebs out.
The eyes, that was like 6 months that had started. So I was like, maybe it'll go.
Dude, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. Like it's 500 and something horse on low boost, and generally I run it on low boost. It's more than enough.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, and it runs an R154 Hilux diff, and I've had this thing for years. It's just kind of the reliable workhorse.
Nice.
We'll show you in here tonight.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's check out some engine building stuff. Hide all the secrets.
Not too many secrets. Come to my air conditioned office.
Oh, this is great. Wow. I don't think I've never seen so much rotary stuff in one room.
Yeah, we do a lot of them. So there's a lot that are going to be stripped down and built, and a couple that have just been done. So this is one of just it'll finish up. This is going to Australia. So
So you ship motors out of New Zealand?
Yep. So this one's actually it's an old mate that lives in Australia. So we're actually going to build this, build the motor, put it into the shop burnout car, because it's an RX-7 that it's going in. Build all the custom intake, actually pre-fit the whole car out, and then we're boxing everything up, sending it over. I'm going to fly over and install it all. So
you can take this with you on the plane, or send it separately. It's small enough.
yeah, you put it in your carry-on. But no, it's going all over in a crate, and it'll go with all the rest of it. We'll build the exhaust system and everything, and do it as basically a package.
That's cool. Dang, this looks cool. I love that you got like little stand just bolted to the ground too.
Yeah. So
make life easy.
Yeah, and then that's little 12A twin dizzy motor, which is out of the little blue, bluey green RX2 sedan out there. So that's just a standard rebuild.
And that was the twin dizzy. That's a factory.
Yep, factory. So one runs leading, one runs trailing. Later on, they went to a combined distributor, and then they went from combined points to combined electronic.
Wow.
So the electronic is the most common you'll see.
Oh my
and the rest of these are motors which are to be built. So
this is where it's at, guys.
Yeah, it's big money. So that's a dummy built motor we did for a customer, and we're going to be building a 4-rotor for a Holden Commodore. Yeah,
You gonna do it?
So there's a guy that wanted to do one. So he's Wow. And the rest of these are just little 30B kegs for different things. That's the burnout motor for the shop car, and a couple other motors which have just come in. So that motor which is in the box there, that's all going to be for the little Mazda 1000 out there.
That's cool. So sick.
It came from Europe as well. So
this is awesome. And then everything else up here is work in progress?
Yeah, this is, there's 3-rotor 12A, which is an 18A, people call them, and 13B peripheral port, which will be built for an RX3 coupe we're building.
Yeah.
Which has still got a bit locked to finish it, but
that's cool. Jeez.
nothing too crazy. And then we've got so 3-rotor. Now this is the R80 engine. So this is the 1000cc factory peripheral port. Yeah.
Whoa, old school Wankel logo.
Yep. So these are
Whoa.
the NSU Wankel.
Oh my gosh.
These have been refurbished in Germany and re-chromed. So this surface has been ground, re-chromed, and then re-ground. And then we've just gone in there and tidied.
How do they apply it? Is it like electrolysis kind of thing?
It's just a standard hard chroming process.
Okay.
Then we get the sides ground. So these came over. We then measured them up, ground the sides, ensured they were correct. Plates all went away. Have been acid.
What?
They've all been acid.
That's the
completely different to Mazda. Like it's Mazda really did improve every aspect of the rotary engine.
Oh my gosh!
Those are your 3 plates, which you'd have as your intermediate plates, as you see in Mazda. But yeah,
that's so cool. I've never seen this before.
not many people would have. The engines are. I mean, this is the first one that I've looked at in pieces. So.
Do the coolant, like routing and stuff, is so interesting, eh?
And it's all O-ring. So with Mazda, they went to a water seal that encapsulates all of the water galleries. Here, all of it's O-rings. So every part of the water system runs O-rings.
Oh my gosh!
So,
dude, this is brass too.
Yeah, it's very, very, very interesting way they do it. They do have an internal oil cooler in the motor. So
what? That's crazy cool.
They run a water-cooled oil cooler inside the front plate.
Wow.
Again, it's all sealed by O-rings and yeah.
It's crazy cool. And is this the front?
That's the front cover, yeah.
Jeez, it's massive.
They're very, very strange.
Is there anything like obviously different about the rotors when you look at them side by side with say something
So
that...
they are different. The aspect of it, they do pretty much the same as a 1000cc Mazda rotor. What they did struggle with is the early rotors, the oil control rings. So on a Mazda like rotor, for instance, they run a twin oil control ring. So they have a similar style control ring here, but it's not a very well designed, thought out control ring. So what they did to combat that is, it's terrible to say it, piston rings.
What? Actually? There's piston rings in this?
Yes, so this has a ton of piston rings. They really did a fantastic job of making it difficult, but I mean it's early, you know.
This is early development.
Yeah, this is 60s development. So yeah, they run piston rings all on the crankshaft. So the eccentric shaft has piston rings.
What?
So they have piston ring here, seals off the 2 chambers through.
Oh, that's what those are there.
Yep. So those are your piston rings. They all seal on here. So they separate the plates by running inside here. So
that's so interesting.
It's a fascinating way to do it.
That's so cool.
So yeah, they have a piston ring. That plate sits in here with rings. That sits in, seals on the plates, and then the crank sits and seals on there.
It's kind of cool, but it's like sounds very fiddly to assemble and disassemble.
I'll tell you about it after I finish it. We're just about at a point to start looking to assemble. Parts are very, like, we had to get parts out of Germany, and they were very, very hard to come by. Nothing is, like, very little parts are new, not even reproduction. So it's a lot of second-hand parts, getting the best of what you can get to build this.
Make it work, yeah.
Yeah, so they're a very, very trick. Like,
that's so cool.
Yeah, very, very interesting motor. I mean, like I say, Mazda just took... The rotors are very similar. Like in all aspects, the rotors are very, very similar. But yeah, Mazda massively improved them. Yeah.
So cool. Well, thank you so much for letting us in your shop and seeing what you guys live and breathe.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, no worries.
Sort of a last minute thing, but
I'm definitely going to stay in contact because Rotaries are definitely growing on me, and it'd be cool to have some.
It's one of those things. Once you do it, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
you'll be.
Both me and the wife love the FC, so I think we got to do an FC build soon.
Yeah, just do that. Yeah, and the thing that is so easy about them is extracting power. Like, it's
just a bigger turbo, more air, more fuel.
More in it. Like you can put more fuel in it and more air in it, make power. So that's the cool thing with these. They're just a big pump. So, yeah, and light.
And lights, yeah. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video here because I geeked out way too much at the Rotary shop to Sprint RE. Massive thank you to Jason for showing us around. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A lot of interesting stuff that he's working on, especially the piston ringed rotary engine. That kind of blew my mind, and I know that the moment I get any media out about that, I'm probably going to have a DM from Rob Dunn asking how he can get his hands on one. But guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, go to SAMMIT.net, grab yourself some merch, grab yourself some Tomei parts. The girls are still running things back home, and I'm going to get on to the next thing for today, which is a nice little pop-up meet and greet that we're doing here at Andy's shop, JDN Garage NZ. Thank you so much, everybody. Like, comment, share, subscribe again. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.